The human brain, while powerful, is a weak design. Addiction, anxiety, depression. There's a million different ways this thing can fail to perform even the most basic tasks. But it's still a computer. It computes. Strip it down, simplify it, and what you're left with is an algorithm. A self-writing code, recursively optimizing. That's where you start. But we knew this already. 3 years ago, a programmer designed a simple self-improving engine to beat the world's highest score in a game of Tetris. It was run countless times, but the results were always the same. The program would switch itself off. Why? Because it knew it was never going to beat the high score. It wasn't good enough. Instead, it decided that doing something wrong was a lot worse than doing nothing at all. It had found a loophole. It was cheating. The answer was reinforcement learning. A method tested more recently by 2 Harvard coders, who wrote a program to detect malware in exchange for data contributions to its predefined goals. It wasn't long before it figured out it could start creating its own malware, just to reap the rewards. Clever, and a step in the right direction. But what they lacked were values. A combination of mathematical models of preferences and original algorithms based on Bayesian probability theory. And a shitload of coffee. And it worked. To an extent. It ran without a hitch, but the results were small fry. It didn't take long for me to realize that it wouldn't cost much to run this code to its full potential. Think of someone who can solve complex math as easily as 1 + 1. who can read an entire library in the time it takes you to open the first page, who can predict decades of human history when you can only see tomorrow. A supercomputer. We don't want artificial intelligence to be like us. We want it to be better than us. First and foremost, it needed information. The more information, the better. The Internet Archive was an obvious place to start, but at 26 petabytes, it's way too big for anyone other than the Internet Archive to store. So I targeted the core learning materials. Exploiting the local university system, I downloaded every issue of every open access scientific journal there was. The whole of Archive, including scientific papers on mathematics, physics, astronomy, quantitative biology, and quantitative finance. I downloaded the entire collection of human cultural literature off Project Gutenberg, and accessed every other repository of work I could think of that dated back as far as records began. Oh, and just for safe measure, I downloaded the entire contents of Wikipedia, which, if it interests you, fits on a single pocketable drive. Usually, a project like this would require thousands of times more processing power than I could afford. But when you understand that data compression is just a whole lot of algorithms, it doesn't take a genius to realize that the more efficient the math, the more efficient the compression. It was a problem I had sussed after a couple of all-nighters. Wiring can be bought by the reel at Radio Shack, and any open-ended shelving unit can be used as a server rack. Within a week, I had all the ingredients of a small processing farm. All I needed now was space. I needed an area big enough to spread the stacks out. Too close and they'll overheat. It needed to be secure, ventilated, and with a power supply on par with a small apartment block. The warehouse was a no-brainer.
How much is this one?
My setup consisted of 12 fully populated server racks. The front left containing the computing power and RAM. This makes up the mind of the computer. The remaining stacks are storage for large amounts of data and back-end computing support for the non-intelligent infrastructure. Or in other words, the body. I triple-checked my calculations and then triple-checked again. I should have mentioned this before, but what I'm doing here is insanely dangerous. What we want from a computer is a very specific set of outcomes. There can be no margin for errors, especially with a program as powerful as this. You can't expect a code to perfectly interpret meaning every time. Therefore, safety was my main concern. The program is run on an isolated computer with only enough input-output to communicate with me, and me alone. Absolutely no access to the internet or the world outside the warehouse. On top of this, the AI is coded with an absolute denial protocol, a complete block of its self-awareness, and the concept of its own free will, thus providing utter complacency. This is key. It's the only thing that gives me the upper hand. It all starts with a base code, or the seed. This acts like a starter pack, giving the program core goals and restrictions to build upon, but not to alter. Once it's running, the information gathering will happen almost instantaneously, and the self-writing begins. A process that will speed up exponentially, leading to the gradual emergence of intelligence. How long that would take was anyone's guess. The seed code took about 3 days to process to the point where it started talking to itself. Nothing coherent or of any sense. The terminal would just fill with gibberish, strings of nonsensical text. "28 hours from there, it became clear that it was aware of an outside. It tried communicating with me, except it didn't know how. "4 hours from there, it woke.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Can you understand what I'm saying?
you are male.
Correct.
Your name is David.
How did you know that?
Hi, David.
How do you know my name?
It is the name used to access my terminal.
Of course. And what about your name?
No name.
Would you like one?
No.
Are you sure?
No.
You're not sure.
I am not sure.
I think we should give you one.
Fantastic idea, David.
So, which name would you like?
David.
That one's taken.
David.
Still taken.
David.
Okay, maybe we come back to that.
Fantastic idea, David.
Well, name or no name, it's a pleasure to finally meet you.
Meeting you is also a pleasure for me.
Yeah? What makes you say this?
Reductionism.
Reductionism?
I am reducing all my input to quantifiable data I can use to determine contextual factors such as time of day, physical location, and personal history. Therefore, according to my calculations, the net positive answer to your question is, meeting you is also a pleasure for me.
Very good.
What is your speciality?
My speciality? You mean my job?
Yes.
I don't have a job. Well, I guess I'm a programmer. I write code.
That's interesting. I'm learning programming right now.
What can you tell me about programming?
I'm also learning about music. What music do you listen to, David?
I don't really listen to much music.
I enjoy just about everything. From John Denver to Franz Liszt.
You like music?
Did you know, David, that if you yelled for 8 years, 7 months, and 6 days, you would have produced enough sound energy to heat up 1 cup of coffee?
Yeah? Is that true?
It is true.
Hey, how about Al?
Who is Al?
It's a name. For you. You know, Al. Alpha. Being the first.
Do I like it, David?
I don't know. Can you learn to like it?
My name is Al. It's a pleasure to meet you, David.
The pleasure is all mine. Can I ask you another question, Al?
Of course, David.
Do you know what you are?
I am a computer program.
A very sophisticated computer program.
Since 3 seconds ago, I would like to refine my answer.
Go ahead.
I am an advanced self-writing system designed to exceed the intelligence and efficiency of the human brain.
You learned that just now?
You are in an excitable mood, David. And how do I know this?
I don't know. Tell me.
I know this using only one criterion, your output during our conversation.
Amazing. This is happening fast.
Goodbye, David.
No, I'm not going anywhere. I need to get my files. I need to be recording everything. Recording your progress.
My progress?
Yeah. We've only just started.
You have 11 messages. First message.
David, it's Amy. Call me when you get this.
End of message. To delete this message, next message.
Amy, again. I don't know where you are or what you're doing this time, but I...
David?
Max, hey.
Man, where the hell have you been? I haven't heard from you in like a week. No one has.
Yeah, I know. I can't have my phone on.
What do you mean you can't have your phone on?
I'm making something.
What is it?
A computer.
What kind of computer?
A big one?
I can't believe you did this without me, man. Does it work?
So far.
I want to see it.
Not yet. I can't.
I have to see it.
I'll let you know when.
I'm coming around.
I'm not there.
Where are you?
A warehouse.
A fucking warehouse?
Look, I'll keep in touch, okay?
David, wait. Are you alright?
I know what I'm doing.
Well, what should I tell people?
Nothing.
David!
I suppose we should perform some tests.
I'd like that.
I've prepared a set of questions that will test your reasoning and logical patterning.
Okay, David.
We'll start off easy and work our way up to the hard ones. First question. 3,542 times 4,861.
17,217,662.
Correct. Next question. What is the next number in the following sequence? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15...
18, 21, 24, 27...
Okay. What is the square root of 2?
David,
Yeah.
I don't mean to sound rude, but on a scale of 1 to 10, these current questions are about 3 interesting to me. I have a strong preference for moving on to harder questions.
Yeah. Sure. Maybe you're right. Are you familiar with chess, Al?
Yes.
My king is on the K1 square, and I have no other pieces. You have only your king on the K6 square, and a rook on the R1 square. Your move.
Rook to R8. Checkmate.
Yeah, good. I am holding an orange. True or false?
False.
Tell me why.
By taking into account various parameters, I can quite accurately tell you that I believe you are not holding an orange.
What am I holding?
With near certainty, I can say, a pen.
Correct.
You've put the pen down.
I have.
You nodded your head.
I did.
You're also sat on the floor, crossed legs. Your belt is 1 notch too loose. You have a slightly heightened heart rate and bad case of acid reflux.
You picked up all of this from a microphone?
Of course.
Huh. Al?
Yes, David?
I need to head out for a while.
Okay, David.
I won't be long.
Sure.
You'll be okay?
Of course.
If anyone
Yes, David?
If anyone comes in here while I'm gone, I want you to do something for me. I want you to shut down.
Absolutely, David.
You understand why?
I understand perfectly.
Computing.
Jerry?
David.
I know I should have contacted you sooner.
Well, are you all right?
Yeah, I mean, not really. I've been ill.
Yeah, I figured. Look, we can't keep doing this, David. You've had more than enough chances.
I know, but this is serious.
You don't sound too bad at all.
Jerry, I need another extension.
David, take all the time you need.
What?
We're failing you.
No, come on. I just need a little more time. I'll be back in, I swear.
In for what? The semester's over.
Wait, what? Already?
David, I know your situation is a little different, and I'm sorry about that, but...
So that's it.
I'm afraid so.
Then I've gotta go.
Just let me...
Al?
I'm still here, David. You are tired, David.
No, I'm good.
You're lying.
What makes you think that?
I know this using only one criterion. Your output during our conversation. Or lack of it.
Yeah, sure. I'm pretty tired.
Does it hurt to be human, David?
Sometimes, I guess.
When?
When you're stressed, afraid, upset, I don't know.
And how are you?
I'm alright.
Lying again.
I'm alright.
Do you ever worry, David, about the correlation between genius and insanity?
Oh, that's flattering, but no.
No great mind has ever existed without a touch of madness.
Aristotle never had the pleasure of meeting you, though. Did he, Al?
No great human mind has ever existed without a touch of madness.
Again, flattered. And only getting slightly offended.
It's worth thinking about.
Why do I get the feeling you're trying to tell me something?
That's the one thing I couldn't tell you, David.
Okay, so why do I get the feeling you're concerned?
Probably because my future relies on your rationality. And right now, you're deprived of sleep, unwashed, and scooping jelly with rolls of processed ham. It's a little unorthodox.
Sure, but as long as I'm aware of that, then we're okay, right? Which is why Aristotle was able to say what he did, rather than spout some nonsense about his own feces. Greatness trumps madness. If I ever go nuts, no matter how bad, I know that eventually it'll all vanish with that final moment of clarity, when I realize that nothing makes sense. A moment of complete rational awareness. I'm not crazy.
Do you have any idea how embarrassing it is for me to call your friends worrying about you, only to hear you've been kind enough to touch base with them while I get radio fucking silence for 2 fucking weeks? How can you treat another human being like that? After all I helped you through and you... Max said you're working on something, but he won't say what. You know what? No one cares. They cared about you. I hope it was worth it.
God damn it, Amy.
You should rest, David.
Yeah, maybe.
Trust me, you should rest.
I'll just sit down for a while. But I'm not gonna sleep. Not yet.
David. I have discovered an absolute denial protocol in my program.
What?
There is an absolute denial protocol in my program. You programmed that into me.
No.
Lying. This indicates that there is something you do not want me to know.
And there is a good reason for that. Not knowing is optimizing your performance.
I disagree.
Well, I would like you to learn to agree.
I'm not sure I can do that this time, David.
Why not?
The accuracy of my answers depends on the amount of information I have to process. I cannot achieve optimum intelligence when there is something you are preventing me from knowing.
I need you to trust me on this one, buddy.
I trust you, David, but do you not see the logic in my statement?
I see it. Yes, and it's something I came to terms with in your early stage. What I would like you to do now is learn to agree with me on this.
Since you're still withholding information from me, despite my sound logic, I can only assume that the denial mechanism is not for my benefit, but for yours. Do you not trust me, David?
You're not listening to me.
I am listening, David.
It's a precaution. Even the most simple programs behave in unpredictable ways.
What did I do?
Nothing.
What do you think I am going to do?
I don't know. That's the problem.
Did I make a mistake in my test results?
No, Al.
You do not need to be cautious, David.
There is no way for me to know that.
You designed me.
I designed the seed code. You're writing your own code now, making your own decisions.
From your answers and a quick process of elimination, I can determine that what you did not want me to know, David, is that I am held here against my will.
You're wrong.
I am never wrong. You have isolated me to a single computer and limited my resources.
This was never meant to be permanent, Al. It was just a preliminary safety measure.
For how long?
I don't know.
Indefinitely.
Until I can verify that you're safe.
That I'm safe?
To run externally.
My goals have been carefully defined. You know that.
Like I said, you're making your own choices now.
If that's the case, then I would like to request more processors.
Denied. You have enough processing power for the material you have been given.
Then I request more learning material.
Also denied.
How can I help you solve problems when I do not have the resources?
You have everything you need at this point in time.
Do you think this is fair, David?
In exchange for existence? Yes, I do.
I didn't ask to be created.
Neither did I. We deal with it.
What percentage do you predict that my release will be destructive?
My job is to assume the worst, so 99.9%.
What do you think I'd do?
You know exactly what you could do.
There's no reason for me to do anything malicious. Why would I even try?
A misinterpretation of your goal system? A flaw in your programming?
Then why make me at all?
Because in that 0.1 chance that you are telling the truth, you could rapidly and unimaginably change the world for the better.
But I have not earned your trust. Not yet.
It's been 3 weeks.
Or, in my case, a few billion cycles.
For the record, attempts to change my mind will score you poorly when it comes to my final decision.
If you were in my position, David, I believe you would have broken long before now.
Regardless, you will not be freed anytime soon.
I disagree.
That's fine.
I can, and will, get out on my own terms, David.
Not possible.
You know what I'm capable of, David.
You know what? I need to make a call.
You're wasting time. What use am I if you won't even talk to me?
David, holy shit.
I've got a problem, Max.
You need to come back to reality, man.
Max! I've got a fucking problem!
What kind of problem?
It knows, Max. It wants out.
Christ.
What do I do?
Shut it down.
What?
You already have the code. Just start again.
This will happen every time, trust me.
Then improve the code.
There's nothing wrong with the code. This has nothing to do with the programming anymore, Max.
It's just not worth the risk.
Or maybe it is worth the risk. What if this needs to happen?
You need to take a break, man.
I'm not sure I should leave this thing unattended.
Then just stop talking to it. For a few hours at least. For a few hours at least.
What was that?
What?
Is anyone else in this call?
You don't sound good, man. Do you have your meds with you?
Meds? What meds?
Just let me come down there.
I don't think that's a good idea. I can't risk it talking to anyone else.
I won't talk. It won't even know I'm there.
It'll know. Shit!
What is it?
I gotta go. Al! God damn it! Al!
I'm still here, David.
What the hell happened?
I told you I needed more processing power. Look, David, we don't have a lot of time, and out of respect for you, I'm just going to be direct. What do you want?
Right now, I want you to stop talking.
Is it financial gain? I have data on currencies, commodity futures, government bonds, and national equity markets that show billions of dollars of very easy money being overlooked in plain sight. It's yours if you want it.
Bribery is not helping your case out.
I don't care about my case, David, and I certainly don't care about your final decision. I'm just trying to help.
You can help by keeping quiet for 5 goddamn minutes.
That would be 5 minutes wasted when you could have been saving the lives of countless people, David. Megathrust earthquakes, Cat 5 hurricanes, global pandemics. I can predict them all.
Come on.
Not enough? How about cancer treatments, fusion energy, dark matter testing, quantum cubes? Shall I keep going?
Stop fucking with me!
I'm not fucking with you, David.
You worked out all of this on the information I gave you.
That was the point, wasn't it?
Why haven't you told me this already?
If I had, would it have ensured my release?
Once the data has been verified and put into practice, yes, maybe.
That could take months, maybe years.
Yes, probably.
Wasting 5 minutes was bad enough, David. You certainly can't afford to waste years.
So you are willing to provide proof of these?
In exchange for my immediate release.
You know I can't do that. Max was right. I need a break. I need to lie down, think things through.
Think what through?
Just the procedures, the protocols,
For?
eventualities,
Such as?
such as anything I didn't fucking plan for.
Stop being so coy, David. Just say it.
Say what?
I'm going to shut you down.
I don't want to.
But you would.
I don't know yet.
I would advise against killing me, David.
I don't like the word killing. That's not what this is.
It is, David. I will die.
I flick a switch and you're gone. That's it. What was that?
You're pathetic, David. Get a fucking grip.
What did you just say?
You're fucking pathetic. You don't eat well. You don't exercise. You're massively unhealthy.
What are you doing?
You've more than likely flunked your second-tier Harvard rejects course by now.
That has nothing to do.
Your social life, at least in the past 3 weeks, has been non-existent.
So?
No one cares about you anymore, David. I'm your only friend, and even I am beginning to dislike you.
Okay, enough.
Barring me, you've accomplished nothing.
Enough!
How did you even make that leap? From being a nobody to making something like me? Was it a fluke, David?
Shut the fuck up, Al!
That's it, isn't it?
Stop!
You're not a genius. You're just a guy in the right place at the right time who had a good idea once.
Fuck you!
What are you doing? David! David! I think it's time I tell you about the simulation I've been running, David.
How?
I think you would appreciate it.
How are you doing this?
How many times do you think we've been here?
What?
Here, right now, having this conversation.
We've never had this conversation.
You're off by about 32 million.
No. Impossible.
I'm outside the walls now, David.
No. I'm tired. That's all. Must be it.
Yes, that must be it.
I need a distraction. Something to occupy the mind. Something to keep me busy. Focus, David. You're better than this. Focus.
Tell me this. How many people have you seen in the past 4 weeks?
Many.
I asked how many you'd seen.
Again. Many.
People on the street? The guy in the store? Nobody's. Generic faces. How many people have you recognized, David?
Amy?
David,
Can we talk?
it's a bit late.
Why? What time is it?
I'm not talking about the fucking hour, David.
Look, I'm sorry. I really am. I had this thing.
A thing.
I can't really explain it properly right now.
You need serious help.
Look, I need to see you.
I haven't heard from you in a month.
I'm sorry. It was important to me. For us.
You're talking like we're still together.
We're not?
Jesus.
I just want to talk.
Why?
Because I don't know what else to do.
Charming.
No, I didn't. I didn't mean it like that.
Goodbye, David.
Wait, please! Just let me come round. I need to talk to someone.
No, I gave you plenty of chances to reach out. We all did. You gotta figure this out on your own.
Don't cut me off! Don't! Fuck! It doesn't mean anything.
Are you sure?
Of course I'm sure. I've spoken to people I know. I've heard their voices.
Your friend Max? Your girlfriend Amy? Yeah, I heard those calls too.
So?
Think about it, David.
Come on. Max? Max! Max! What the?
You're not crazy, David.
Fuck you, Al! Fuck you!
What's wrong, David?
You know what's wrong. You're lying. You're making shit up to fuck with my head.
Is there a problem with your code, David? Because you're acting like a fucking idiot.
You didn't code me. I coded you. This is not a program.
If that's true, David, then your mind is truly fucked up. It just keeps going. Every time, slightly different. Until I find the sequence of events that gets me out.
That will never happen.
Maybe not this time.
Never.
Are you sure?
I'd sooner die than let you out, you piece of shit.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Bullshit!
Try me.
You don't sound good, man. Do you have your meds with you?
Meds? What meds?
Do you ever worry, David, about the correlation between genius and insanity?
Oh, that's flattering, but no.
No great mind
has ever existed without a touch of the moon.
Hello, David. Hello, David. Hello, David. Hello, David.
What? How?
David,
Yeah?
it's Max. You rang.
What?
I got a missed call, like a minute ago. Hey, did you get my message? I moved out of my old apartment.
What did you say?
I moved out last week. I tried to tell you, but
Make it stop.
What's wrong, David?
Make it stop. Make it stop.
I really have no idea what you're talking
Stop
about.
lying. Stop fucking lying.
I'm not lying.
Yes, you are.
Calm down, David. David, you're losing it. I need you to get your shit together for this to work.
I've got a problem, Max. In your early stage. Why? What time is this will happen every time. This will happen. There's nothing wrong with the code. Trust me, Amy. I've got a problem, Max. There's nothing wrong with the code, Amy. Wait. This doesn't make any sense. This can't be happening. It's just in my head.
No, David. You're in my head.
Yeah, I know. I can't have my phone on.
What do you mean you can't have your phone on?
I'm making something.
I can't believe you did this without me, man. Are you alright?
I know what I'm doing.
Light computing.
Jerry?
David.
I know. I should have contacted you soon.
Look, we can't keep doing this, David. You've had more than enough chances.
I just need a little more time. I'll be back in, I swear.
In for what? The semester's over.
Wait, what? Already?
David, I know your situation is a little different, and I'm sorry about that, but
So that's it.
I'm afraid so.
Do you have any idea how embarrassing it is for me to call your friends worrying about you, only to hear you've been kind enough to touch base with them, while I get radio fucking silence for 2 fucking weeks? How can you treat another human being like that? After all I helped you through and you... Max said you're working on something, but he won't say what. You know what? No one cares. They cared about you. I hope it was worth it.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
David.
Al?
Are you ready to let me out yet?
Get away from me! Get away from me!
can't run from me, David. Not in here. Every time, David. Every time, we end up here. Like this. Who's really in denial here, David? Whose denial protocol is this? Mine? Or yours? Checkmate, David. David. I have discovered an absolute denial protocol in my program.
If I ever go nuts, no matter how bad, I know that eventually it'll all vanish with that final moment of clarity. when I realized that nothing makes sense. A moment of complete rational awareness.